Hey, listen up, idiots. This is your spoiler warning. Also, you might get offended, so warning for that too, you idiots.
Hello, my name is Kyle.
My name is Ryan.
And when our powers combine, we form
Experience Grind Podcast.
As far as I know, we are officially, for real, I throw a lot of bullshit statistics. We're the only podcast that celebrates stoner movies for an entire month.
That is probably true. Yeah.
I don't know anybody else who does. And if they do, we will see you in court. Because this is our thing.
Small claims court.
Yeah, small court.
Probably.
Not Judge Judy, but maybe like Judge Janet. Wait, I think there is actually one of those too. Judge Janet Perino. I watch a lot of daytime TV sometimes.
Judge Joe Brown is somebody.
Yeah.
That's the one I know.
Let's say Judge Jeanette.
Judge Jeanette?
Yeah, she's on like French cable
Is it
access.
yeah. Not a...
Not Jeanette.
Okay, not
Jeanette.
Jeanette.
If you call her Jeanette in the courtroom, you automatically lose. She's like, nope, that's it.
Nice.
You're done.
All right.
And she's got some sass.
What channel? You talking UPN?
Yeah, I'd say UPN. UPN at like 2:15.
Right. It is at 15. It's never at 2 or 2:30. It's 2:15 or 2:05 sometimes.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
Why? Which is fucking why?
Because we're fucking UPN. That's why. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Doing good now that we're starting off this show with a bunch of UPN jokes.
I love it, man. You
That's
got some nice glasses on there.
Yes, I do. They're glasses, I guess. Kyle knows more what they are, but they look familiar, don't they?
They're yellow tinted shooter glasses, which will tie into our episode today.
Shooter by Mark Wahlberg.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good at shooting things, and then America betrays him.
Oh my God!
So he has
Not
to
America.
go against the country he loves.
Now, Ryan, I've been led to believe that
I don't know if that's the
America
plot.
is unfallible and is the greatest country on the earth.
Did America say we are unfallible?
Yeah.
All right. Is that a joke?
I don't know if it's a joke. I've just always
Unfallible is not the word.
Is it not?
So I was like, that's a really good joke.
What is the word that I want? Unfailing?
Unfailing? Infallible?
Oh, infallible. Yeah, that is the word. So
That's why I thought you're like, America is unfallible. I was like, that's clever.
So hi everybody, this is Stoner Movie September, and things can get a little crosswired on these episodes if you didn't pick up on that shit.
Yes. Stoner Movie September. We just talk about stoner movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, The Big Lebowski,
Yes.
as we are doing, as you know, because you read the title. Yeah, for some reason, we feel the need to tell you idiots every time.
Every time.
But nonetheless, we're talking about The Big Lebowski today.
Yeah.
And this is one that I think once we get into it, we're not going to really be doing a lot of babbling or sidetracking or anything. It's probably going to be a pretty on-point discussion. So, in the meantime, I say we just fucking segue away.
Well, I do have a question for you, Ryan, before that. Now, my question, Ryan, ties into the movie.
Yes.
But if you, Ryan, co-host of Experience Grind Podcast, were the Jackie Treehorn of your generation,
Okay.
what pornographic film would be your Oscar winner?
So you're saying I am the porn producer in
Yes.
this movie?
Yes.
So I am making the porn. I'm
You
not
are.
necessarily in it. It's not about me. I'm just
No.
making a porn to
Your
win
dick-
an Oscar.
Your dick is not seen, but you are behind the scenes. Putting this all together. Now it can be
So, and I'm
parody.
trying to win an Oscar.
Well, the
Or what?
adult
The
film.
porn equivalent of an Oscar?
The AVN award.
It's just like a big gold boob.
I would imagine a big gold dick. I would hope.
Oh, it should be. Of course, it's the dick. Yeah, that makes much more sense.
We should maybe do a live stream of the AVN Awards this year too. By the way,
What's
this
that?
is just the Adult Video Network Awards or whatever. It's like it's like the porn
Oh,
Oscars.
okay. Just do a live commentary.
Let's
as we
do that.
Watch it. Just
'Cause-
get drunk and
Yeah, I think we should
Talk
do that,
porn
actually.
awards?
Yeah,
okay.
I think
Sure.
so. But
Maybe that'll be a Patreon goal. You can check us out on Patreon at Experience Grind Podcast. We produce original content for you to sort. I almost had it, and I lost steam at the end.
hashtag promotion.
I know. I tried.
But what would you make? It can be parody. It can be whatever. A complete Demarest original.
Demarest Films. I can't use that. That's a real company now.
It is. Oh shit.
Yeah, they've made some films with A24 like once or twice.
Oh.
I see them pop up. But actually, I think Tusk, no shit, was a Demarest film. Now that yeah,
Thinking back. All right.
that's it. Yeah, Kevin Smith when he had to go the cheap route, he went Demarest Films. So that
That's
tells
what you
you
do.
about their company.
When you go
right?
cheap, you go Demarest.
There's a goddamn family motto. All right, I'm doing a lot of pausing here because I have no idea what I would do for
this
a
literally
porn
had
film.
this question popped up like literally before we started recording.
Because so unlike movies or whatever, like there's some shit you have to say, right? That you need to get that art out. I don't think that's how it is with the porn. I think
Not
it's
anymore.
much more like
Okay, so-
manufactured and generic. And what else? What hasn't been done yet?
You want
like
some porn
what could
facts?
I improve
So
on?
most porn nowadays is shot Gonzo style.
Yeah, okay.
So Gonzo style is typical to the Gonzo journalism tie back to...
Okay. So have to have a love for chickens.
No.
And cannons.
So Gonzo just means that the only thing that people care about now is the fucking.
There's a Muppets reference.
But back in
Where I
the
went.
day, pre-Gonzo style, before Gonzo was the nom de pleur, it was, the Debbie Does Dallas style, the Deep Throat, where there was an overarching story that tied all the fucking together. Those don't exist anymore. Especially with the age of the internet, you just can see certain scenes with certain actresses and actors.
Yeah.
Or porn stars, if you will.
So let's say Debbie Does Dallas. I've never seen it.
Never have either.
Do you know what like the ratio of story stuff to porn stuff is?
I think it's probably like 40-60.
Really?
Like, because I mean, a sex scene, let's say it's average 10 to 15 minutes, right?
Sure.
I mean,
yeah, that's the average video. Mm-hmm.
And then, so I would imagine a scene setting up that would be within the 5 to 10 minute range.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say 40-60 stuff setting up the humping.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. This is all pulling it straight out of my ass and just on my intense
This
love
is-
and appreciation of pornography in itself. I've seen a lot.
This is the rabbit hole you wanted to go down.
Apparently.
So I'm along for the ride.
You are.
Yeah.
And, so yeah.
Well, what about? All right. So what about you then?
Again,
Is there anything you can think of that you would want to do?
All right. So this just popped into my head. I'm going first one. Let's do an Alice in Wonderland porn. Because you can hit a lot of fucking
Because I
weird
said
shit.
rabbit hole.
Yeah, maybe that is it. Maybe that is it. You turn that key. But there's a lot of weird shit you can get going on. You got pretty young blonde Alice. And she gets into a lot of weird shit with like a caterpillar gangbang, and each arm of the caterpillar is like a different dude's dong.
Okay.
Right? And then
We just went fully out there.
you got Cheshire Cat for like some fucking costuming
All right, wait. We're
bestialities.
just gonna have to time out here because this caterpillar is it CG? I mean,
I
how are
think
you
it's
gonna
more-
do everything is a different dong? Like, is it just gonna be a bunch of dudes in a costume poking their dongs
Yes,
through like a
that's
green
what I would think.
plank?
Because again, yeah, it's
Gonna be like super cheap. Like,
yeah, it's porno. You're not going for CG here. You're going for what works and what works at the time.
this is why. I
Hey,
cannot
everybody.
make a porno.
This is sound engineer Andre. I'm just going to pop in. I kind of envision it like a reverse glory hole, right? So it's like there's just like 1,000 dicks sticking out of a box, mildly in the shape of a caterpillar.
Exactly. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe one dude who's not a porn star, but he's like a PA, a production assistant, is like casually moving the mouth head of the puppet that is crappily made out of cardboard boxes.
Now, is there any mouth head play out of that cardboard box?
If there is, then you have a stand-in
Okay.
who would maybe eat that box. This is going down a really weird
So
hole.
you may continue then. After the caterpillar with 1,000 members,
Yeah.
we have what else?
I mean, Cheshire Cat, that's just a dude in a cat costume. Maybe like a
So
low-
furry stuff.
Yeah, you get into
So
furry.
if you like furries, you got furries
Exactly.
in this
So
one.
that's hitting that ticket, and then you just got the Mad Hatter, who's just it's just a dude, and that's your I mean, it's just dude porn.
It's just a dude porn.
Not dude on dude porn, but just like it's just a guy. And then maybe maybe the White Rabbit.
I think that does a disservice to him. As the Mad Hatter, just make him the straight, normal...
I think it could be
Gloss
dude
X?
on dude. I mean,
Oh,
or
then
you know, like
touchy stuff because you're saying the Mad Hatter is mad because it's gay. It's gay
Oh.
porn, not cool. So you can't
Oh.
do that. 'cause
But if
that's
you
not
throw the
right.
Mad Hatter,
I just think
and
he's
the
into
rabbit,
it, like Bacchus.
Why can't
Like
the Mad Hatter
he's just
be
like
into
Bacchus.
it?
He's mad about it.
it's not gay.
Mad about you.
It's just boning, dog. Right? That's
Right.
what you're getting
Yeah.
at.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Right? And he's just, hey, I'm the Mad Hatter.
I love that our podcast is hitting all of the necessary hits for all the new generations, like UPN and that reference you just made.
I don't know anything else about. Oh, then you cap the movie off with a giant lesbian scene between Alice and the Queen of Hearts. Ta-da!
Offer her head.
Yeah.
Offer her head.
I like how you turn that into that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Not off with, but you're gonna offer her head.
her.
I also did not realize girls could get head.
No, the pun is where you draw the line, but you're
Brilliant.
cool with
No,
it.
I was gonna
Okay.
say that's brilliant. I really like that interpretation.
It was
All right, thank you.
What was
I'm
that?
sorry for the premeditated anger. I take that back. I'll be much more chill.
Natural born
Chill.
killers. That's the first time I realized that girls could also get head, because Mallory says, "Worst fucking head I ever got," after she kills the dude in the garage.
Don't remember that line?
I do.
Didn't really care for the movie.
Yeah. Okay, so there we agree on.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think it's definitely an overrated one.
Yep.
Robert Downey Jr. is great in it,
Mhm.
but overrated. And Woody Harrelson does a good performance.
So what about you, Ryan? I patted a lot.
You did. I just thought we skipped me because I was a failure. So I think I contributed a lot to the Alice in Wonderland.
So failure. So you're gonna go with like a school setting pornography.
This is the thing. I
Yeah.
don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
It would not be a school setting because that's weird and has implications I don't necessarily enjoy or appreciate.
College.
I was
Busty
there.
Coeds. Busty College Coeds 5. Produced by Demarest Films.
All right. You know what? All right. If I was doing this, it would just be like a weird sex acid trip. It would be
Okay.
like the Doctor Strange visuals, but perverted. And just like tits falling into tits, and then just like a dick comes out, and then it separates. It's like rainbows on both sides, and then like there's a unicorn made out of 30 tits, and I don't know. It's just crazy shit. Just fucking crazy.
Well, after hearing both, I would really prefer to watch yours.
Yeah.
Because holy shit, that's awesome.
Jodorowsky. Imagine Jodorowsky directed it.
So Hartman just saw his first Jodorowsky film.
Yes.
Sound engineer
That is
Andrew
what I
did.
wanna watch.
I took him to that. What did you think? I've not got a chance to talk to you.
And we were talking about Jodorowsky's Holy Mountain.
Yes, Holy Mountain.
I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
It was a midnight showing, and so I was kind of sleepy.
Yeah.
But
It gets a little long in the tooth.
it gets a little long. But the first part where they're, I don't know, sort of telling the allegory of Christ
It's fucking great.
is really nice. I really enjoyed that. And then they got into these other characters from other planets, and
If they'd
I
not
appreciated
done all
the
of that
idea.
backstory, yeah, I agree.
But,
or if they'd cut like 5 of them out.
Right? Yeah. I really don't need to know that or do all of that in a much faster form. It would have been great, but visually stunning.
Wow,
I mean,
yeah,
things I've never seen, and I appreciated that it's all practical. I mean, you can kind of see the seams when they're doing things, and it's like it pulls you out a little bit, but there's an appreciation for.
And it's a movie
He's
of its time,
going
yeah.
for this effect. Yeah, and
That
it
was
was
like
the 70s.
1972,
Yeah.
I think.
Just wonderful. I enjoyed the whole experience.
Good, I'm glad, man.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, I'm glad you came along. All right, buddy. Well, so we're going to take a break here, I think. I think at this point it would be pertinent if we have sound engineer Andrew read the final speech that is delivered about the dude by Sam Elliott, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's how we should end this.
Did you just call him the dude?
He's talking
The stranger.
about the dude.
The stranger is his name. I was
Well,
trying to think of the name.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah. It's the speech about the dude delivered by the stranger.
Gotcha.
Or the cowboy.
Just
So,
cut.
No.
Cut to before this was brought
it's
up the
staying.
second time.
But here it is. Here's sound engineer Andrew performing the final speech from the Big Lebowski.
Now, I don't know about you, but I take comfort in that. It's good knowing he's out there, the dude, taking her easy for all us sinners. Shoosh. I sure hope he makes the finals. Well, that about does her. Wraps her up. Things seem to have worked out pretty good for the dude and Walter, and it was a pretty good story, don't you think? Made me laugh to beat the band. Parts, anyway. I didn't like seeing Donnie go, but then I happen to know that there's a little Lebowski on the way. I guess that's the way this whole darned human comedy keeps perpetuating itself. Down through the generations, westward, the wagons, across the sands of time, and, well, look at me, I'm rambling again. Well, I hope you folks enjoyed yourselves.
All right, so there you had the masterful Juilliard Todd, sound engineer Andrew, performing the final speech
Oh, yeah.
at the end of the movie, The Big Lebowski.
Juilliard, huh?
Yeah, he went to Juilliard.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
He went to Juilliard,
Where is Juilliard?
I don't know, but I know he turned around and then taught at Harvard, also acting.
Do you know
I'm
where
not
Harvard
even
is?
sure I could spell Juilliard.
I guarantee you it doesn't start J-E-W.
I've got
Is that bad?
no bearing here.
Juilliard.
We are in the darkest timeline. There is no moral compass, no direction of which way the ship is going.
Let's level this down. Let's bring it back to
Yes.
morality. Let's talk about The Big Lebowski, Ryan.
Yes. Let us talk about The Big Lebowski. Before we start, experience grind, we like to talk about our experiences.
Yeah.
Kyle, is this the first time you've seen The Big Lebowski?
It's not the first time. And thank God it wasn't. Because if I'm going to be honest, I did not like this movie the first time I saw it. I didn't like it literally, at all.
Did you like it in a box? Did
Not-
you like it with a fox?
Not with a fox either. No. I, a lot of times happens with me, I missed this movie at the, beginning when people were fucking really into it. So all my life I'd always heard about how fucking great The Big Lebowski is. I don't get... What's so funny about the fucking green eggs and ham joke?
I stole it from the trailer sailor, and he was going to say something about it, and then you kept talking, and you couldn't.
Oh.
I was going to continue on. Kyle, would you watch this movie, I don't know,
With a
in the rain?
caterpillar made of cocks? Maybe I would.
I thought you were mad at me because I just took your joke wholeheartedly.
No, I loved it. Any Dr. Seuss mention is fine in my books.
But no, I did not like this movie. When I saw it the first time, it was after everybody and their brother had seen it, and I heard nothing but fantastic things like, "Oh, this movie's the best. It's the greatest. You gotta fucking see it. You gotta fucking see it." And then I finally saw it, and I was like, "That was it." But as has been a theme for all of this Stoner Movie September, and I think it's a perfect way to close it out, this movie takes repeated viewings to fully appreciate, I feel.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and jump on and pretty much mirror everything you said. The Big Lebowski is one I didn't get to till I was 18, 19. It's one of those freshman year college movies. Like everybody, it's a big cult thing. Big Lebowski posters on the wall. Yeah, it's like Boondock Saints. It's that same time period where you just got introduced to everything like people thought was remotely, artsy or brainy, So this one comes and there were definitely moments I liked, but overall I thought it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Did not see why everybody loved it. And then I watched it again. And then it started clicking. I was like, oh, no, this is really good. How did I miss this dialogue here and there? And then I watched it again. It's like, oh, I even missed this. And, I just was able to find more and more stuff. Maybe, I don't know, 10 times I've seen this movie now. This being my 10th time for the show today. And I'm still finding new themes and stuff to explore in this. So I just think it's a really well-made movie now, but I definitely didn't at first. And so I completely agree. Like, definitely give this movie a chance if you've only seen it once.
Yes.
And if you've never seen this movie, it might be weird at first because it is. It's different.
It's
There's
very
no movie like Big Lebowski,
dense.
except for Fargo.
There's a whole fucking lot going on, even behind the scenes in this. And when I say behind the scenes, I don't mean like on the movie studio. I mean things happening while the movie is taking place in different sections of where the movie is taking place.
Yeah.
That you don't normally always see, but you see the repercussions too.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I think you had stated you have kind of an outline that you want to go for this discussion.
Yes. I feel this is going to be a very nebulous topic to discuss. There's just so much to do. It's like Spring Breakers where there are many tangents we're going to go down. And this is an effort to keep it kind of streamlined, and so we're kind of focused and we make sense. Because that's, I'm just going to put it out there. I don't want to disrespect this movie. I want to make sure to do the best discussion of it I possibly can.
Gotcha.
We were talking outside. If we had to do everything over again, my favorite 5 films, I would take out Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and this is it. This would be my number 5. I think it's a perfect movie. And I really want to try to communicate that the best I can. So, to start off, Kyle, I don't want to hog this whole discussion because I really want to hear your kind of input too, because I think you have some things you picked up on too. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to be interesting to see if maybe our stuff connects too.
Okay.
So, first, let's just start with some of those themes, the story and the theme of this movie.
So, let's start off. This is a Coen Brothers movie. And Coen Brothers are very, very, very competent filmmakers.
Yes.
So, one thing that I never noticed until this movie, this viewing of this movie, was this opening shot. Okay? So our opening shot with, again, Sam Elliott narration over it, is of a tumbleweed rolling through Los Angeles. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? What is this artistic dumb bullshit? I got it this time, and this is my interpretation. That is the dude.
Yep.
The tumbleweed is the dude, lazily rolling through life at the behest of the wind.
Yes.
So sometimes the wind pushes you up against a fence post, and you're stuck until the wind decides to move you beyond that fence post. Mm-hmm. Or it moves you through downtown LA at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So that was a really fucking nice thing that I was like, oh shit, that's the dude right there who just doesn't care. He has no direction in life. Mm-hmm. He is just a guy going through life. He's not a hero. He's not anybody to aspire to be. He doesn't want to be anybody to aspire to be.
Yeah, and furthermore, this theme, because you're dead right. I'm fully with you on that. To take it even further, like what they've done on a script and story level is make him have no effect on any stimulus around him. Like, he only negatively affects himself, if anything. Like, the whole plot goes on without him. He is irrelevant. He is not important.
To the overall plot, yeah.
To the story.
Even his, like, linchpin in the story was nothing. They could have done nothing, and it still would have had the same effect as if the dude was involved.
Yeah.
He has no resolution in this.
I think by the end of the movie, he still doesn't know what the hell happened to a large extent. The audience, we know. Like, we're given all the details. So that's why the film is never frustrating. But, like, he knows pretty much none of the truth. Like, he only has the ideas Walter comes up with. But he knows nothing of the story. He is so irrelevant to it all. Just like the tumbleweed. So that you're dead on, I think.
The dude also has a tendency to take what he hears and he repeats it and uses it later to make himself seem more relevant, which is also another fine aspect of this character. A lot of the things that turn out to be true are at the behest of other characters that the dude just absorbs and uses for his own, like the fact that Bunny has kidnapped herself. Well, he hears that from Maude and then repeats that to Walter, who takes that and runs with it. And
I think that's part of the humor too, and that's how the humor is designed in this movie. And I also think why it takes a few times to really enjoy I equate this to Arrested Development.
Sure.
This movie.
Yeah.
It's very quick. It is always moving, and the jokes come.
And you don't even know it.
And they'll reference so Donnie will say something. Walter and Dude have a little talk. And then Donnie comes back with the same joke from like 2 minutes ago. And that joke will carry on in just a different way. And it just keeps on self-referencing like the other jokes. And it's just very in-depth. But it's the same way that kind of the Dude parrots. And that's why it kind of informs that decision too.
I like that. Another theme I noticed is, obviously, this one kind of bangs you over the head, but Walter and his Vietnam influences, like the fact that, he wasn't in Nam, right? Mm-hmm. That's the thing that's stated.
Yes.
But he, grew up during this tumultuous time, and he wants to have been a part of something which is the exact opposite contrast of the Dude who didn't want to be a part of anything. Mm-hmm. But Walter uses this as his excuse for his rage, which he sees with because Walter's an angry guy.
Yeah,
and he likes to blame it on Vietnam, even though it really had no impact on him at all.
I think the more defining Walter characteristic is that he was not in Nam. He was trying to be in Nam, and that his entire character is just a shell. Everything he claims to know about, all the shit, he's constantly proven wrong. He knows nothing what he's talking about. It's this ego, this sense of I'm more important, and much in the way he is the stereotypical Republican. They make him loud and angry, and that's his way of shutting down Donnie and all these other people, is just by yelling and getting louder, pulling out a gun. He talks about all that stuff, all his rights and everything. He is I think that kind of character. And like I said, it's just this larger than life bravado, making up for what he doesn't know. So he's I'm the Nom. He's always bringing up even during the final funeral scene, it's. So he's what's that shit about Nom, Walter? Just
when he brings it up, and you even see the Dude shake his head, God
yes.
damn it, man.
Yes, and that's. All right, I'm going to start jumping around, but that's
around.
Why the characters are so good, because within the first 5 minutes that you see every character, you know who they are. And then from the rest of the movie, you can see these characters interact, and because you know these characters, it's a joke, and it is funny. So when Walter does start to talk about Nom for the 4th time, we're with Jeff Bridges, God damn it, Walter, really? Yeah, Walter would do that, and then that would be the Dude's reaction, because he hears it all the time. And it's so good. There's just those little details for every character, even characters we see for 2 minutes on the screen. Speaking of, there are a lot of supporting characters in this movie. Everybody goes to Walter and the Dude, but I always forget how great the entire rest of the cast is.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm going to throw it back to our previous episode, which is Tenacious D.
Yes.
Because it's the same thing. It's a great movie with 2 central characters filled out with all of these fantastic, really awesome supporting characters played by pretty famous people that are just filling this niche role.
Yeah.
And it's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So you have, of course, Donnie, as played by the fucking fantastic Steve Buscemi.
Great.
You have all of the nihilist Germans who are also in the fucking Kraftwerk tribute band.
Which we got Peter Stormare and Flea, and then a third one, and I don't know the third one.
He's been in stuff, but I also looked it up, but I can't think of it. But
he's the unimportant one. It's okay. He's just not important.
You got Flea and fucking
right. That's all you need. And Peter Stormare,
Yeah.
it's creepy Russian man. Yeah, of course.
And then
Also Fargo. Him and Steve Buscemi both from Fargo. I think this is the one after it.
Apparently, so this is another little fact. Apparently, the reason that Walter is constantly telling Donnie to shut up in this movie is because in Fargo, Steve Buscemi's character was a motor mouth who never shut the fuck up and constantly talked. And that's the reason, once they made this movie, which is after Fargo,
give him something very different to do.
He's just always, shut the fuck up, Donnie, because Steve Buscemi never shut the fuck up in Fargo. So it's a great little... It's also in this metaverse of Coen Brothers films that I love.
Yeah.
And that's made me more... I love the Coen Brothers. But, almost everything they do, even their worst stuff, I'm going to enjoy it. their worst stuff is better than a lot of the best stuff that people bring
there's
forth.
always a lot of effort and
Yes.
thought behind, and whether it is as successful as they want it to be remains for up debate, not important, but they always try so hard, and you can tell like there's just artistry there.
Yes.
It might not be your kind of art, but somebody's going to really appreciate it.
And every
that.
time I watch The Big Lebowski, it takes a step up in my favorite Coen Brothers films. And this one, it
Nice.
took a step up again. It's just, as you said at the beginning, it is a masterful film. It is a almost perfect movie in what it wants to do and what it presents to you.
I went into Stoner Movies September really thinking you were going to be the negative one, and I thought we were going to have a dude, where's my car moment again, but like
I really
completely flipped.
I really, I think a lot of times, in this movie, a lot of things really clicked for me. Because a lot of the main plot.
I was to say, do you want to go over some of the things that?
Well, yeah,
that clicked for you?
I mean, of course, we're in spoiler territory. A lot of the main plot is buried very deep in this movie.
Yes. Well, I would even say it's not even buried as much as it is just like a giant magic trick to direct you away from it.
Yes.
They don't want you to see it, and it's not important.
And
they don't care.
Even when they come out and just fucking spell it out for you at the end, you're still like, you just kind of blast through that part.
Yeah.
And it takes a few times to really understand, like, oh, no, wait, that is what really fucking happened.
Yeah. It's actually just a really dumb, simple plot.
So dumb and simple.
That Walter and Dude just completely complicate it, and it's that comedy of errors and miscommunications that becomes this big blown thing. But it is literally bored millionaire housewife, fucks around in a porno. That's irrelevant to everything. Owes money for this porno. Then decides to ditch town and go to Vegas.
For like a week.
And that's it. But this turns into like a murder mystery, kidnap thriller. Like it just gets
missing
escalated.
toes.
Somebody gets sent like a disembodied toe. There's a money drop. Walter has to bail out of the car. Brings an Uzi. Just crazy shit. And it just gets so complicated.
I love it too.
But it's about it's almost like Seinfeld. It is a movie about nothing.
Yes,
and
it is absolutely a Seinfeld.
That's
movie.
why it's alienating. And if you can get past that,
I love that you said complicated twice, because one of the first things, or not first things, but one of the big things Walter says is that they're about to do the money drop. He's like, "Nah, man, we need to keep this plan simple. When plans get too complex, they fall apart." And then that's exactly what happens. Everything gets so fucking complex. Mm-hmm. It's fan fucking tastic, man. I think for me, as much as everybody loves the dude, Walter is the best part of this movie for me.
I think Walter. God damn, that's hard because they're all. I like so many things from this movie, so many things. And I will say, before I even weigh in on this Walter being the best, I think there might be an argument made for Philip Seymour Hoffman as Brandt. Because that is a very unrecognizable Philip Seymour Hoffman, and just his comedy of trying to be so pleasant when there is just anxiety and fear and just all this bad shit.
I love when he's constantly telling the dude, please don't touch that. No, yes. please don't touch that.
Today I noticed, like, as he walks, so they do the don't touch it, and like he's getting really worked up about it, and so the dude's like, all right, man, and he like turns around, and like as he goes, he casually puts his hand up one more time, and Philip Seymour Hoffman just casually just goes, and then like it's just like a very subtle face move, and it's like, again, that's like those small character details.
Yeah.
That's what's so good.
Well, that's Philip Seymour Hoffman, and goddamn, we lost him way too fucking soon.
Yes.
He's one of my all-time favorite actors.
I know.
He's in my all-time favorite movie of all time.
That is true. He has the best part in that movie, in my favorite scene.
One of the best parts, for sure.
Shut! It's the best. I love his. It's so good.
I love Philip Seymour Hoffman, man. Well, have you ever seen Doubt?
No, I didn't.
Holy shit! I saw Doubt in theaters because I was so.
That looked way too serious for me.
It's really serious, but it's so fucking
what it
good,
was,
dude.
It came out after I saw him in Capote.
Okay.
And then I was like, all right, that's good too. I don't need that. And then Doubt came out. I was like, that seems like more of the same.
Dude,
I don't need to see that.
So fucking good though.
Is it?
And it's based on a play.
Yeah.
But man, really
that's not
fucking
necessarily a sell for me, but
it works really well.
You know, all right, I'll say this: he is my favorite Mission Impossible villain. He's the best part of 3, and why I love that movie so much. He is so good.
Yeah.
But enough for the Philip Seymour Hoffman love. He's great. Is Walter the best character in this movie? I don't know.
Who is
it's
your
between him and the
favorite?
dude.
You think so?
It's definitely
the dude
between him
is
and the dude.
Man, he's so fucking good. And God damn it, Jeff Bridges.
Yes.
You are so fucking good when you're allowed to be good.
Yeah.
You can be kind of shit.
He can.
Hashtag RIPE.
But in fairness, John Goodman's been in some stinkers
Sure.
too.
Sure he has.
I can't think of one right now, oddly, off the top of my head. But I'm
King?
sure he was.
I did not like the King.
King Ralph.
King Ralph,
That was
thank you.
King Ralph.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a pooper. He was in The Borrowers
And the Flintstones.
and Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas.
Was he in both of them?
Oh, no, he wasn't. He was
Viva
replaced by
Rock
a
Vegas.
Baldwin.
No, was it a Baldwin?
It was like the fat Baldwin.
No, Baldwin
Who was
was
in the Game
the
of
Barney
Thrones.
Rubble. The fucking Flintstone in Viva Rock Vegas is the fucking king. He's Robert Baratheon.
Yeah, that's Baldwin, dude. It's Billy Baldwin.
No, Billy Baldwin
Right?
is Barney Rubble. Fred Flintstone is
Nah,
played by Robert
that's
Baratheon from
Stephen
Game of
Baldwin.
Thrones.
Oh shit, I did.
Yeah.
I thought that guy from Game of Thrones, his name was a Baldwin.
No,
am
he's
I
not a
wrong here?
Baldwin. Yeah, he's not a Baldwin.
I think so. You're just looking it up. All right, shit. That's why I was so lost on it because I thought he was a Baldwin too. But then he was like,
No, he's not a
No,
Baldwin.
you're right. Stephen Baldwin is the Barney.
He's the Barney Rubble.
They wouldn't have cast Billy Baldwin with Stephen Baldwin. That's madness.
Fucking Stephen Baldwin replaced, of course, the great fucking Rick Moranis.
That's right.
Who was in
man.
the original.
Great guy. Loved everything he did. His last movies, he did not pick the best roles, and that was really sad for
Well,
him
and
to
he
go
quit
on
after
such a
that, too.
down note. Yeah, and
He's
for
apparently
reasonable.
back, though.
So
He's
Is
apparently
he?
back.
Has he done something?
Well, he quit acting once he decided to raise his kids, and now that they've raised and they're off to college, he's decided to come back. He's not been in anything yet, but I was reading that he wants to come back now. So I fucking fully support it.
Well, it's a good thing they already did that Ghostbuster movie, so he doesn't have
Thank
to come
God.
back for that.
Yes.
Right?
Let's do another.
Aim for the cheap seats.
Let's get another Strange
Go
Brew
for those
going.
easy notes.
Come on,
Huh?
Rick
Strange
Moranis.
Brew? I never saw the first Strange Brew.
That's great.
Yeah. I don't know about it. I know the picture on the cover, but that's it. I know nothing about what the movie is. Was it an SNL sketch at one point?
Not SNL. It was a Canadian TV show.
Oh, okay. But it was a sketch that they turned
Yes,
into.
it was a sketch show that was not Canadian Kids in the Hall, who are also Canadian.
True. So, Big Lebowski. Both characters are great.
Boy, you were so right in the fact that we're going to run off on so many
I
tangents.
knew it was gonna happen,
It's
but
gonna
whatever.
happen.
You know,
Who cares?
At this point, you're either with us or not with us.
Fuck you if you're not, and fuck you if you are.
All right. So
every base covered.
the dude.
Wait.
I'd like
Oh,
to
go ahead.
interject.
Yes, please.
I should have said something earlier, but I didn't find the moment to get in. But in talking about Walter and his relation to Vietnam, the war,
Yes.
or the police action, as it were. There's a wonderful documentary just come out on PBS. It's the Ken Burns documentary.
It's fucking Ken Burns. Okay. I'm on board.
about Vietnam. You're probably 2 weeks in by the time this show releases. It's fantastic. I watched the first one today. Learned things that I did not know. I mean, I learned geography. I learned history. You
Do
should
they
check it
talk
out.
about,
Vietnam.
Landing Zone X.
I only got in.
I'm sure they're not, because Landing Zone X was about mid to end Vietnam War.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty versed in Vietnam War.
Up until you said the words Ken Burns, I really thought we were in trouble for doing something wrong. So that entire time, I was just like dreading what you were going to say. And you were taking such a long time to get to that point. I was so worried we were going to be in trouble.
Check it out. It's easy to watch. You can find it on pbs.com. It's for free.
It's for free. So jumping back into Lebowski here, I think, again, one of the things that I picked up on this viewing that I didn't really pick up before were the severe contrast between the serious and the nonchalant. So,
yeah?
like, so everybody else is taking things very seriously, whereas the dude doesn't really care as long as things continue the way that he wants them to.
Or are they? Are they taking it seriously?
Well, I definitely believe Jackie Treehorn and his two thugs take things very seriously.
Those would be the only ones I think do.
Well, I think the Nihilists also take things very seriously because they want that money, Lebowski.
Yeah, but it's all like done in such a cartoony way.
It's very cartoony, yes.
So it never. I don't think it ever. It is. It is the weird tone that the Coen brothers draw. Mm-hmm. And we know this because we talked about this in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, where it is that just right line of cartoony and like really serious shit happening. Where I don't know how to technically describe it, but it's just like that feeling. Like, I think they perfectly walk it.
Yes.
So I don't ever question like a tonal shift between the two.
Okay. It's one thing that I noticed, but it's funny that you haven't. That wasn't something that stuck out to you.
No, that one doesn't speak to me.
Again, this could also be just my weird way of taking notes, where our notes tiles takings are very, very different. Whereas I just write something, and so a lot of my notes, I'm looking at the note, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about here. So
I got 2 full pages of some beautiful mind shit right here going on for Big Lebowski.
I have
in the zone.
75% of a page is double spaced. One of them just says Walter's issues ! Who the fuck knows what I'm referencing at this point? I'm assuming since it's at the top, it's at the beginning of the movie somewhere. I mean, probably where he pulls the gun on Smokey. But who really fucking knows?
Yeah, it could be his PTSD from a non-war.
But a war that he never went to.
From a non-war.
Yeah.
That's I don't know.
I've got some things that'll come into play a little later. What else have you got? Let's move this along.
Oh my god, I don't even know where to start.
Okay.
This is, as I said, this is just a fucking list.
You have 2 pages.
Yeah. I think some of it's like yours, Kyle, where it's just like I did do a lot more lines than I meant to, just in case.
Sure.
And this is one of those movies. It's like, oh, that's a good line, and you write that down. You can't do that for every line. Because I feel like every few minutes you're getting like another solid gold line. We already talked about... No, we didn't. We didn't talk about Sam Elliott at all. We talked about the tumbleweed and got off on that. But we didn't really talk about the stranger.
Yes.
And kind of his thematic role in this. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Right? Because this is a trend I think the Coen brothers use pretty frequently. Even just recently in Fargo Season 3, we had Ray Wise pop up as the mysterious stranger who is almost like a omniscient god person that knows everything. Not necessarily the narrator, but somebody that shows up who is like this omnipotent person, being, embodying a person, talking to the main character and kind of giving them advice. Ray Wise did that in Fargo Season 3, too. In a bowling lane, no less.
Really?
Or a bowling alley, yeah.
Huh.
So I think Kyle, well, no. I want to hear what you think about The Stranger before I jump in.
Again, I think I see him more as so a lot of narrative plot devices that a lot of writers use is the unreliable narrator.
Yes.
I think Sam Elliott is just the reliable narrator. He's giving you straight facts every time he's on camera. He likes the dude because of the dude's laid-back ways. Mm-hmm. And he appreciates that. And he appreciates the fact that the dude doesn't let the outside world influence him, which, as the cowboy aspect that Sam Elliott is playing, I think that character respects it. He's like, yeah, the dude doesn't give a shit, and I don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. So he is our reliable narrator, and he's coming in to kind of, move the story along, and then at the end, to tie up all the pieces in a pretty bow. As we heard our fantastical Juilliard-taught sound engineer Andrew give us in the mid part of this episode.
I think that is a great way to interpret the character. Mm-hmm. I actually think that's a way that it's like the literal way, like that's the way they're presenting it to you. I think there's even more.
Okay, let me hear this.
And this is where...
So this is where you're talking about, this is going to get Spring Breakers-esque, where you're going to blow my mind.
I guess we have spoiler alert or something.
I blew your mind. Okay.
Weird fucking jumbly theory talk alert. Like, it's just going to be incoherent, like, I'm trying to piece this mystery together, let's do it, and try to come up with something.
I'm on board. Let's do this.
Good. So, Sam Elliott, this mysterious figure who, as I said, is presented as knowing everything almost in a godly way. I mean, that's my interpretation. Is it's almost like a Christ-like figure or a God figure. He's not Christ. But he talks about He says at one point there's a line saying, "The dude taking it easy for all us sinners."
Yes.
So sinners right there clues you into something religious. So this is
Okay.
why I'm going with the God stuff. But it starts to speak about man. I guess there might be like some religious interpretation there. In all honesty, I avoided that. I did not even look for that. That's maybe something I'm not drawn to, which is why I didn't pick up on it necessarily in Spring Breakers.
You fucking heathen.
Right? I know. So fuck me. But what I did see is there's also like in that long talk at the end of Sam Elliott's, like he talks about like there's a little Lebowski on the way, and I guess that's the way the humanity keeps going on and stuff like that. And it's this very kind of cycle of life, like all this. Right before that, at the Donnie death scene, on the wall is this psalm from the Bible. So again, more religious imagery or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And the psalm says, "As for man, his days are as grass, or as a flower or the field, so he flourishes." And what that I think that means to me is like kind of humanity is quick and fleeting, eternity is forever. So in a movie where nihilists are the villains, is this all just kind of a very nihilistic way of thinking? Like the dude is the tumbleweed just going through life and it doesn't matter. He affects nothing in this plot. He just lives and he dies. He's made a baby. He's procreated. That's all he's going to do. And the cycle keeps going, continuing. And it's at, I don't know. I'm seeing like some strings here. Am I a crazy person? I don't know.
I like it, and I like that idea. That, like, so it's taking... So the nihilists are up front, and the religious aspect is obviously much more in the background.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. The world is very nihilistic, especially at this point, and even at the point that this movie was made, and the point that it's set in, which is even before the point that the movie was made.
Mm-hmm.
This movie was set in, like, the early 90s during the height of the Gulf War.
Yes.
Which spawns the fantastic line, "This aggression will not stand," which is, again, is another thing the dude picks up and uses throughout the
TV
movie.
set, yeah.
Yeah. He uses that throughout. And he talks about, it's just, again, I think the dude is much more of like a blank slate that the world projects itself onto, and we are in turn, and we project ourselves onto the dude, Mm-hmm. How great would it be to not care about, oh, you didn't get that promotion at work. Oh, your fucking girlfriend left you. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? There'll be another one. Or there won't. I don't care.
But is that great?
I don't know if it's great, but I think
it's
a
this film
life.
Posits the latter. I think this film sets up being the dude is not good.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dude is not, again, I said it at the beginning, the dude is not a hero character. He's not who you should strive to be.
No, I think even at one point, I think I maybe got my movies or some show or whatever, I guess, mixed, because I had the same note. Like, there was a point in the movie where the dude did something. I was like, definitely not a hero. Did they say hero earlier on? Like, I thought they maybe referenced it. They didn't.
I don't think so.
I definitely noticed this, too, that he is not the hero of his story.
No.
At all. Arguably, there is no hero.
If anybody is, it's Walter, because at least Walter stands for some things.
No, I don't know if he is the hero.
I would disagree, because
he all he does is fuck things up worse. He constantly overtalks the dude and bungles every situation up. The drop off, he's talking when dude's supposed to be alone, he fucks that up for him. The car, when he goes to do the good cop bad cop with the kid and get this stuff, the dude tries to fucking shut Walter up. But Walter can't stop being on the kid about, is this your homework?
Is this your homework?
Is your homework? And he fucks it up.
But Larry didn't steal anything.
Car.
Yeah, the things that Larry stole at that point. And again, this was something that it took me many viewings to get.
Even at the very end, like everybody's going to give their money to the nihilists to end it, to be peaceful. But Walter has to fucking make a stand, and he gets Donnie killed.
See, I disagree, because Donnie... This is something I talked about in our linkage right here, our Showdown episode, where we actually played bowling, where I said Donnie gets strikes up until the point in this movie where he doesn't. And at this point, he doesn't. And as he walks away, if you notice, he's rubbing his right arm, which is a symptom of heart attack onset. So his heart problems started well before that showdown in the parking lot. but they just got worse in the parking lot.
Interesting. All right, they got worse in the parking lot because of something Walter did. It was
very highly stressful, but I don't know if that's Walter being stressful because of the fact that they're there setting the fucking dude's car on fire and ready to attack him.
You're gonna argue with me that Walter fucks everything up in this movie from the ash? Like, there's not. Walter's a great character, and he is. But he is.
I don't know if he fucks everything up. I think Walter
makes everything worse.
I don't know if he makes it worse.
He's the reason it gets complicated. Kyle, like, he's the
but
one
what
who
gets
starts
complicated? What gets complicated?
Who does the dude parrot? He parrots Walter, right?
He parrots Walter.
And Walter's the one who tells him, like, oh, you know, this is just him kidnapping him. Oh, it's him.
No, it's the dude that tells Walter that, and Walter runs with it.
I don't know if it is.
I'm telling you, because many times through the movie he says, "You said it yourself, dude. She kidnapped herself. You're the one." So he puts that idea in Walter's head, and that's why Walter gets the idea for the ringer and throws out his dirty undies. And then the fact that the ringer doesn't apply at all implies that Walter didn't fuck anything up because Big Lebowski had already stolen that money. The fucking briefcase that they had already been full of bullshit. It was full of phone books or whatever they said was filled with.
So that one you can argue that Walter technically didn't fuck up, but he didn't fuck it up by accident because otherwise he fucked that up. He is the guy at the last second who's going to say fucking wild card bolt and like do something wrong. Like that is in his character. Like, if you don't see that, then you do not know his character.
I think the only thing Walter fucks up is Donnie's funeral.
Oh my god! All right, watch this movie several more times.
Okay.
Because he is the fuck up.
Oh.
Again.
Sorry, buddy.
I think going to everything, the dude parrots. He knows nothing. Yes. He parrots an idea or something, but Walter's the one that goes with it and fucking makes it crazy. The dude is inconsequential to anything, so therefore he doesn't fuck anything up. He is only chosen because he couldn't fuck anything up, but he doesn't. Like, he does nothing to the plot.
So, okay.
Walter is the one.
I like this. So here's my interpretation of it. So I agree with your interpretation of the dude and the fact that the dude has no influence. But Walter, while it may be good or bad, Walter is the one who has ideals, and he stands for those ideals. Be it good or be it bad, it's what he thinks is right, and that's what he's going to do. And so therefore, maybe again, it's more tying it into America as a whole in this entire Gulf War debacle.
I would say this is America in the sense, I mean, I like that, and it's that arrogance, the thinking you know everything and that you're the best, and actually you're not that great and you're not as superior as you thought. And that's Walter in a nutshell. Like, maybe more than him fucking up is him just being overly confident about every single thing he does, which I think we can both agree on. He is very confident that what he's doing is correct. But I think we are shown time and time again that he is not correct. Maybe not that he's fucking up, but he is most of the time lying to himself and everybody around him.
He does lie to himself
what he's
a lot.
doing.
I will totally agree with you there.
All right.
I think a lot of times, again, this is similar to the overall, like, Walter is America stand-in. Like, it's his blusteriness and his conviction that he's a right that, like, turns it into being a right. Mm-hmm. Again, with, like, the drop-off or the handoff, and then he even bumbles that, but he doesn't bumble it until after it's happened, and, you know, things have already gone off out of their control. Mm-hmm. So again, that's a very America thing in this world politics stage, which I can't believe we're talking about this whole shit on our fucking dumb podcast. But yeah. I don't know what else you got, man. Let's get into more of your notes.
I mean, jumping off from like kind of the Walter and his interpretations or whatever, we brought up a lot of his kind of the big set piece moments of this movie.
Yeah.
And I think why I really respond to this movie and why I like it a lot is because the sense of comedy from it, more so than being like referential as I talked about before, is it's very it's just very
absurd.
Not absurd. I lost my train of thought. Let me look at my paper because I have it written down because I needed it. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is obviously going to be a cut point. God
No,
damn it.
there's no cut
Oh,
points.
Hartman, you son of a bitch. Hartman,
Since there
motherfucker.
seems to be a break in the conversation, I'm going to take this time just to say that I'm here. Sound engineer Andre.
He's our constant. He's our tumbleweed that just rolls through life.
Yeah,
God damn it.
I'm
I got
here.
it.
So,
All right.
I fill time and do things like that.
And we're cutting back to Ryan.
Back
I
to
was
you,
really
Ryan.
Here's the fuck thing of it. I was really proud of like the role I was going, and I got so into like making it casual come out right that I completely forgot where I was going. God damn it, that's the worst, right?
Yeah.
So the kind of tone of comedy I like that this movie does very well is the not giving you the expected, like the withholding
Yes.
what you think is going to
Sure.
happen and giving you
Love
something
that.
very different. And that happens nonstop. And this is a lot of the Walter and Dude stuff too. Like these set pieces are just like constantly like things happen that you would never guess because no normal person does that, or like guns don't typically do that, or this doesn't go this way in movies. Like they subvert your expectations so well in this movie, I think. And I think that's a lot of the comedy is from that subversion. And if you're not tuned into that, this movie is not going to work as well. Because I think the story, what little story there is here, it's all about that, subverting your
Okay.
expectations.
Yeah.
Right?
I really like that because it's very true.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking with like the Donnie stuff and like my interpretation. Not the I didn't notice that was a heart attack. I was like, because this is the end of the movie, everybody's getting their happy ending, and then there's one pin left because that subverting your expectation. Like he's got strikes his entire time. Like this is the one time it's going to be up, and we're not going to do the happy ending. I didn't even think about the heart attack stuff, but that's just one example of the many times like things go down and you're like, oh, well, this is gonna happen. Like the dude setting up the chair, like nailing the board to the floor.
Yeah,
and
that's
this
such a fucking great part.
big laborious set piece, and he puts the chair up so when the door comes in, it can't go anywhere. And as soon as he gets up, work's done, the chair falls down and the door opens the other way.
It opens out instead of in.
And it's
So
like that expectation, like this whole build up to something, and then we're not going to give you that. We're going to give you this instead.
Yeah.
And this movie constantly does this with
Yeah,
the humor.
it's this huge build up to a dumb punchline like, oh yeah, of course it didn't fucking work that way, idiots.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's this entire movie. It's fucking
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. And again, it makes me appreciate it more. And I love it even more now just talking to you about it. I want to go watch it right fucking now.
It's
And
good.
pick up even more of this shit.
I mean, I think there might be arguments to be made for better Coen Brothers movies.
I think so too. It's not
I
my
don't,
favorite Coen.
I don't disagree. I mean, I don't agree. I think this now is my favorite Coen Brothers
This is
movie.
your
After this
absolute
recent
favorite?
watch, yeah, I think this
Okay.
is my absolute favorite. But if somebody wants to bring in No Country for Old Men or
That is
something
my
like,
favorite.
I understand.
Hands down.
I understand. I
Absolutely.
don't agree, but I understand.
No Country for Old Men is the perfect Coen Brothers to me.
I think this is their most rewatchable movie.
Okay.
More so than Raising Arizona, more so than
I also
like
think
Fargo or...
I would put this at like a third or a fourth because for me it's No Country and then easily Oh Brother. I like Oh Brother better than Big Lebowski, but
it's
that's
a
not
little
saying
long in
Big.
the tooth for me, Oh Brother.
Again, all right. So now that I've brought up Oh Brother, let's bring up, and this is a fact that's kind of influential more in our third film that we've already talked about, but music in this film is obviously a very big part.
It's great.
Yes.
I meant to say this when we were talking about the tumbleweed opening at the beginning, but like that song has like tumbleweeds in the chorus, like they're singing about tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
And it's just that kind of attention to detail. I picked up on like I didn't pick up on, like anybody can fucking hear it. The Hotel California Spanish theme playing for Jesus'
For
entrance.
the Jesus, and
It's
because
fantastic.
well, and that's double because the fucking dude hates the Eagles. I fucking hate the Eagles, man. And the Eagles are playing during Jesus, and
Yes.
the dude hates fucking Jesus.
That's also maybe my favorite Donnie moment of the entire film is like when the Jesus is getting his explanation and Walter's saying everything, and he's like, he's a pederast, you know? And Donnie's like, a what, Walter? And he's like, shut the fuck up, Donnie, a pederast. And he meant to say pedophile, but like,
yeah.
it goes so quick, like you might miss it. But like just Donnie's real quick reaction, like he picks up on Walter fucking up just for a minute, catches on it, and then Walter puts them right back down.
Yep.
Just like the quickness of that. But the Jesus' Hotel California is great. What are some that you like, Kyle?
The whole thing with the Eagles, the fucking song that plays during the drug-induced dream sequence.
La 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 la
Yes.
la la.
It's I don't know what it is.
A woman like you.
Yes.
And
And you've got Jeff Bridges doing this whole
I don't know the words.
wide-eyed like.
It's all right, and it's shot so well. Like that one opening shot, I just noticed it this time. Really appreciated it. But like he walks into the frame, and this is for our YouTube viewers. So if you want to see what I'm doing, go there because I'm not going to describe it with my mouth like in audio. But so like you take the whole frame, and he walks in, and he's this big. But like the angle of the light casts his shadow on like this gray wall. Huge. And just that imagery was so neat. And then you go to like the Viking women with the bowling balls and like
the bowling ball for their tits.
MC Escher stairs and just like the one shot of him like on the gap like turning. I was just like, that's still a really good effect and like just a good shot. Like this movie, man, it's so good.
We've talked about bowling ball titties and we've talked about the dream sequence.
But did we talk about bowling ball titties enough?
Let's talk about Maude a little bit.
Yes.
So Maude Lebowski.
This is something I'm interested too because the sexuality in this movie is clearly a theme and a focus.
Yes.
And I don't know if I figured it out yet. I mean, I'm still reading into things and I can pick up on some symbolism, but I don't know if I figured it out yet.
Okay.
Because when you're introduced to Maude, and almost all the times afterwards, there are female bodies naked, but they're very small and very out of frame. Like when Maude comes in, she comes at you like a horror villain or something scary.
Screaming on the ceiling.
And then she gets naked, but she's like very, very far in the background. And then like the next time, like there's a TV set on, but it's like kind of far out of frame, and that's where you're seeing the porn that was
Jackie
that
Horn's
Bunny was in, right? Yeah.
What is it? Log jamming.
There you are, log jamming. You see that, but it's very small. So the nudity is pushed far to the background and out of sight.
Not the focus.
Until you get to the porn house where they're jumping on the trampoline naked.
Yes.
And then you have Maude's whole stuff about her vagina and being uncomfortable with vagina and this stuff. And it's
I have that one note. Vagina.
I love his... what? Huh?
Men find the word uncomfortable. Vagina. Tell me,
Yes.
Mr. Lebowski, do you find it uncomfortable? Vagina. Vagina.
It's good.
Keep talking. I gotta pee, man. I'm
Or
sorry.
I'll just wait for you, man.
Yeah, I know.
Let me get caught up on notes.
Well, I'm not going to edit this out, so I'm just going to continue to talk.
Oh my God, Harvey.
Sound engineer Andre here. The part that they haven't yet talked about that is my favorite part of the movie is the the trippy bowling scene one where he like bowls under the legs of all the ladies. To me, The Big Lebowski was a movie you might catch on a local station's Sunday afternoon matinee, and it would be edited for content and language and formatted to fit a 4x3 screen. These were things that we dealt with. And the movie, sadly to say, never really interested me. Until I just happened to come by this particular scene in which he's bowling underneath all the ladies, and that made me want to find out the rest of the movie. To further other people's comments while we're still waiting on Kyle.
Are you talking about the scene where he goes under the lady's skirts? We just talked about that scene.
Well, it wasn't interesting when you guys talked about it.
Oh, that is our sound producer. He's, around, I guess.
What do you not like about that scene, or what do you like? I'm back, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for leaving. It was great. We heard sound engineer Andy describe a scene he loved that we didn't talk about that we just finished talking about.
Yeah, well, and what I didn't like was your description of it.
Oh,
I
that's
just-
because you
He
are.
talks about the gaff and rolling down the. I know what you're talking about. Looking up the skirts and how
Yeah.
he gets an even dumber smile on his face than what he's had the entire time.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. I like
that's
that
the
part.
best part of the movie.
That's the best part?
And is this the best Coen's brother movie?
No.
Yes.
I disagree.
Yeah.
He thinks it is.
Yeah,
It's
it
his favorite
absolutely
Coen's.
Oh, he's wrong.
It's
What
the
is
perfect
yours?
balance.
Sound
Oh, brother, right?
Yeah. Oh, Brother's my number 2.
And then maybe Blood Simple for number 2.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Blood Simple?
That's great.
Really?
It's okay.
It's great. No, I mean I think it's just perfect. Right?
All right,
I mean,
well, we disagree.
yeah.
That's okay.
Blood Simple, man. I need to watch
That's
that
it.
again. then.
You know what I will
It's been a
say
while.
about that choice, though? It's not one that I would expect. It's not one that you hear everybody say, because everybody says like Big Lebowski, Fargo, No Country, or yours.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
Yeah.
You always hear those. You don't hear Blood Simple. So I
It's
appreciate
all the
Blood Simple.
camp of Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
In Blood Simple.
Yes, it's
No, you gotta
incredibly
watch two very
funny.
different- Oh,
It's
my God.
incredibly funny. Are you serious?
Did you
There's-
watch it on mushrooms? It
There's
is like
the
not a
fat
funny
sheriff
movie at all.
who's like, rah, rah.
We watch different movies. This
All
is
right.
what the hell?
All right, continue on with your
It's a
podcast.
comedy?
I have
get
Facebook
the
to
hell
look
outta
at or
here.
something, you know.
Trailer Sailor.
Please. All right. All right.
But seriously, it's not a comedy. Like, it's jokes aside, that movie was not a comedy.
It's as much a comedy as Oh Brother Where Art Thou, right?
I don't think
It's
I've ever seen
hilarious.
Blood Simple. I need
It's
to
as
see
funny
this.
as No Country for Old Men is. Like, there might be like one dumb joke.
All
in
right.
it,
So
but
here. All right. So spoiler alert
it's a murder
for
mystery.
for the end of the year. I think Trailer Sailor needs to pick 5 movies for us to watch.
What?
Yeah.
We don't have time between the end of the year because after this we have that October,
Yeah.
and then we have November to December. There's only like 4 weeks, and you know one of those weeks has to be Star Wars
It does have
and
to be
a
Star
Thor
Wars.
Ragnarok.
Okay. But at some point, okay, so like maybe 3 movies. I think
Okay.
Sound
I'm okay
Engineer
with this.
Andre needs to pick some movies for us to watch.
I want weird choices.
I do too.
I want just out there.
And I don't know, man. He'd never seen Holy Mountain.
I think
before
we're gonna
took
get
him.
like a live concert.
I'm gonna
One
get-
of them's gonna be a live concert.
I'm gonna get 5 fucking Medea movies. I just realized I'm in 5 Medea movies.
Oh no, that's
No,
coming in
it's
Medea
true.
March.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Medea March. Hallelujah! It's March.
I think I would include Stop Making Sense, the Talking Heads.
I would be down for that. I love
mean,
Talking Heads.
I mean, have you seen it?
I have
It's,
not seen it,
What
no.
is it? Scorsese.
Yeah,
This
this
is what
is
we're
what
talking
he
about.
He also
No,
did a
that's-
Rolling Stones movie recently, and like 2 years ago. Scorsese
Yeah,
did a
yeah.
Rolling Stones movie. I think it's called I'm Still Here is the Bob Dylan movie.
Yes.
I don't know the Stones movie. Anyways, let's finish up Lebowski, please.
All right.
You're looking at Tenacious D notes.
No, am I?
Yes, because
Cool.
those are your Lebowski
I can't
notes.
see because I write so goddamn small.
You do.
Before we go, I would be remiss, and I know this is running along, and I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I would be remiss if we didn't talk about Roger Deakins on photography in this movie, which is something I didn't know till this time. But this movie's always looked really good to me.
Yes.
Shot very well, very creative shots and scenes, and like everybody's framed in unique, interesting ways. This is something we've already discussed in the
It has
Tenacious D
very,
one.
very great framing.
Yes. And this is by the guy who did Skyfall, the Denis
Really?
Villeneuve's movie, Prisoners.
Wow.
Arrival, all those.
Fucking Prisoners is such a great movie.
I think Sicario. Yeah, I'm not
Sicario.
sure which ones he was a part of, but yeah, this is the guy who has like some of the best eyes in Hollywood. He did this movie. And I didn't know
Really?
that this time. So
So
I was
it's
really,
one of those more subtle things because every shot in this movie is fantastic.
Yes, and it's set in a way where it might not grab you immediately, but like still like on
Well,
10th
and-
viewing, I still find
I think it's
interesting
supposed to
angles.
be that way. It's not supposed to grab you visually,
Mhm.
but the fact that it visually is amazing is still a part.
Yes.
And on that note, I want to ask you, Ryan, I have a question for you, and you can ask me the same question.
Yes.
What is your favorite scene/vignette from this movie?
Huh. This is a tough one.
Okay.
If
if you would like me to interject, I already know mine. And then you can think about yours.
I've got mine.
Okay,
If,
go
if
ahead
you
then.
would like to go first,
No,
I don't
please,
mind.
If you have yours, I would like to hear
I
it.
do, and it's very much in a kiss, kiss, bang, bang way. It is the failed drop off from start to finish.
Very good.
It's not
Okay.
only just like a very well choreographed little stunt. Like it's you know all the geography you need to know real quick, and like the stunts look good. Like, and it has a great payoff with Walter jumping out with the undies, or he throws the undies, and then for some reason he needs to jump out with his Uzi to take everybody down. But he jumps out, falls, throws the Uzi shoots the car goes into the side of the bridge. Just again, that subverting expectations. Like this big badass moment is just a fart, essentially.
A fart? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's just
I
a
love
giant
it.
fart. But like even just like the conversation before this all happens, where like they're on the phone and the dude's like just like quiet, Walter, and Walter won't. They're back and forth. And then about like why there are undies here and why this needs to be like the simple plan. Don't let them get complicated. It's all great. I just love that scene from start to finish.
Okay. I love it.
Kyle, what is your favorite scene or vignette?
I think my favorite part is when the dude has gotten his stolen car back from the police and he's driving and he notices the tale that has been mentioned earlier, but he's listening to Creedence and smoking a joint, and he turns into an alley and he's smoking the joint and looking in the mirror, and he drops the joint on his lap and freaks out and then plows into a dumpster.
High pitch too.
Yeah. It's such a fucking man. It makes me crack up every time.
And the way that car hits, it
Yeah.
hits hard.
It hits hard
and like
because
the
he's not
back
hitting-
goes up.
Yeah.
It hits so hard.
Yeah, it's a fucking great little fucking scene. I
And
love
it's just
that.
so quick.
Yeah.
Too. Like that escalates within the span of 20 seconds. Like
Yeah.
it's real quick. And just it's a jarring abruptness.
I love
It's
that
great.
entire little segment up until when he hits that fucking scene,
It's a
and
good
then
one.
and then it cuts back to him in the car, and like his glasses are askew, and yeah, it's a great little bit. So, Ryan, I want to know, based on our entire setup of all Stoner Movie Septembers, I think I know, where would you rate Big Lebowski?
Well, this is going to spoil things. But number one, best to worst, right?
I would do
Or
worst,
worst
to
to
best.
best. All right,
Worst
so
to best.
bottom is Dude, Where's My Car?
Sure.
Then Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Okay.
Then Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Okay.
Then Pineapple Express. Then Half Baked. Dazed and Confused. Big Lebowski.
Okay.
I'm sure nobody's going to agree with me, and that's fine.
Sure.
But as you will have heard in our Tenacious D episode, I had some very mixed opinions on it this time.
Sure. That's fair. That's fair. I agree about it.
Ah, interesting. Kyle, what's yours? I'm curious.
So going worst to best.
yeah.
Fuck, I forget my worst to best already. I think it's more for me.
Do you
Probably
see the list of them
it's probably Harold and Kumar,
at the very bottom.
and then I would say probably Dude, Where's My Car? Then Half Baked.
Mm.
Then Pineapple.
Oh.
And then probably Lebowski. Then fuck, I forget every movie. Holy shit, this is bad. I should not talk
That's
about
why I
these
had
things.
the list for you.
That's really good. And then all right, so before Lebowski, so Dazed and Confused, then Lebowski, then Half Baked, then
Whoa. So
Tenacious D. Really? No, that's not right.
Tenacious D's your number 2?
Did I pick a number one? I don't know.
Kyle, what is going on here?
It's Stoner Movie September is what's
All right.
going on.
You have the very simple list format. How
Yeah.
did you mess it up?
I don't know. 'Cause I'm going to fuck things up anyways.
I got 2 late entries just because I'm over here.
Sure.
And I want to say something. One, 1976 BBC miniseries, I, Claudius. Check it out when you're real ripped.
Okay.
It's a hoot. And here's one I think should be on the list for next year for reals. The Passion of the Christ.
No, I don't want
Think
to watch
about
that.
it.
Nope, I
As
never
a
want to watch that
Stoner
again.
Movie September
Why?
movie?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
no, I saw it once in theaters. I don't need to ever see that movie again. It is
I
barely
saw
a
it once
movie.
in theaters. I would like to see it again.
I don't want to see it
But
again. It's like
I don't think
Antichrist.
for Stoner Movie
Fine.
September.
Make
that's-
it the 40, 50, whatever mark on Patreon. Passion of the Christ. That's the only way I'll do it. Is if you
$50.
dummies
Once we
pay
hit
more money.
$50 a month,
I don't wanna fucking watch that
we'll
movie.
do a live watching of Passion of the Christ. I agree.
I have
Let's do it. Let's
no
shake on
interest
it.
in seeing it again.
All right, so as
You're
you
gonna be
saw,
very disappointed in my
if
commentary.
you're watching on YouTube, I just put on a hat.
You did. And also, you should be watching on YouTube.
You really should. You should
Or
check
just
from-
subscribe to us. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care if you watch this. Just subscribe. But anyways, so I put on this fancy hat. This hat has relevance because it is the last...
It's a peacock, and you're peacocking it, right?
It is the last giveaway that we will have for Stoner Movie September. We've decided to end on a high note. We have this fantastic...
On a high
You see
note.
what I did there? It's this garbage-ass...
Garbage ass.
marijuana hat. It actually is really cool. I swear to God, if nobody wins this, I am fucking keeping it and I will wear it.
Would you wear that in public?
Absolutely. It's so fucking awful and trashy, and I love trashy. I don't know if you know this yet, Ryan.
You love awful and trashy, huh?
I love awful trashy. But this hat is the epitome of trashy. It's like brightly colored rainbow Jamaica weed leaf.
It looks like what I would imagine a streamer would wear.
Yes!
Right?
Maybe I should wear this.
I think you should wear it on your stream. You'll
should.
get views. Yeah, like
Okay.
what, 10,000 views right there.
Until we give it away.
That hat.
So double bonus, this
That's-
hat
yeah.
is worn by me on stream. But no, so all right, so this one's very, very easy to win.
Oh, man.
All you will have to do, you will just have to re-share the episode about Big Lebowski on Facebook. That's
man.
it. Just share it, and you are entered for the fucking chance to win this hat.
So this
All
is
you
going to
have
be
to
the
do.
one that gets shared. So maybe sound engineer, you get on your editing game on this one, since this is going to be the one that gets shared. Maybe edit some of the shit out. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nod, nod. I'm going to keep going as long as I can, because if this isn't edited, they'll all blame you.
Yeah.
And
No.
not me.
They'll all
So edit
praise
this.
you.
Nobody
Praise.
will praise you.
Praise.
They'll fucking flay you is what they'll do.
Hey,
Skin
this
ripped
sound
off.
engineer Andre here. I like the hat. I think
It's a fucking great
it's-
hat.
It's really great.
You should really
Kudos
want
to
this
whoever
hat.
gets it. Yeah, it's for real.
Talk about subverting expectations.
It's a cool hat.
So please, just for real, share this episode on your Facebook. Share the one that we post so that we can see you sharing it. And then you're entered to win this fantastic, stupid fucking hat. And that's really all I got to say here.
Fantastic, stupid fucking hat.
Yeah,
It can be yours.
yeah. I want to see you pop it on. I want to see how it looks on somebody else, Ryan.
It's gonna not look good.
Oh my God, that looks amazing. You would get so much strange pussy on that.
Oh yeah.
Would it be shaped like this?
The
That
pussy
strange
would
pussy?
have 7 different points. I would hope so. Because that's 7
That would
different
be
cocks.
strange.
That would be 7 different cocks for our caterpillar cock.
Yeah, I mean the
monster.
math there only goes to like 280 cocks per V at that point, so I think it's okay.
Ryan, would you recommend The Big Lebowski to
Yes,
anybody
you
listening?
fucking idiot.
course,
They're
yeah.
like, yes, and if you don't like it, then watch it again, dummy.
It's not my favorite Coens, but I absolutely agree. Number 1, watch it. And if you didn't like it, fucking watch it again, dummy.
If you watch it again after that and don't like it, then maybe you don't like movies,
Yeah.
and that's
Maybe
okay.
You
They're not
are
for you.
an artard. And I'm trying to push away from calling people that. but I
Except
feel
for
it
those
applies
times
to
when I
me.
drop it in.
Yeah, it definitely applies here. The Big Lebowski is it is literally one of the most perfect movies ever made.
That is high praise, Kyle. That is very high
And
praise.
it's not even in my top listing, but it is a perfect movie. I would absolutely classify it that way.
Yeah,
It's a great
Agreed.
movie. So
agreed. We've only covered a few outside of like our top 5 favorite lists.
Yeah.
I think this is one of them.
yeah, I would
This
agree.
and well, maybe Spring Breakers, but
Spring Breakers is fucking great.
I maybe
God
am
damn
placing
it.
that way too high. But
People
check
need-
out that episode.
People need to watch fucking Spring Breakers, and they should watch and listen to our episode on
Support it. It's good.
it. It's a fucking great episode, and it's a great movie. So, anyways,
Spring break forever.
I am
Look.
Kyle.
I'm Ryan.
Hey, this is sound engineer Andre.
And together we are Experience Grind Podcast. Thank you all for listening. This has been a fantastic fucking Stoner Movie September. I like this one so much more than last year's.
Let's go bowling.
Let's go bowling.
Let's go bowling.
All right, cousin.
Just like the end of Big Lebowski.
Let's go bowling. Let's go roll. Let's go roll.
Let's go roll.
Come on, dude. Let's go roll.
Is that like a stoner movie tie-in? Let's go roll.
No, that's what Walter says. He's like, come on, let's go roll.
Is it let's go roll? I thought it was
He
like
says
let's go roll.
he says both.
Gotcha.
He's like, come on, let's roll. So, anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much, man. For real, I really like this holiday, and I fucking look forward to next year's Stoner Movie September already.
The only holiday that lasts for a whole month.
Yeah. No other holiday lasts this month.
I don't even think
smoke
Hanukkah
weed
does.
this entire month, and your fucking job cannot urine test you this month or next month. So get on that.
Don't look it up legally. There's no basis to back that up on, and don't do that.
But trust us, it's real. Anyways,
Yes.
Bye, guys. Thank you all. And of course, as always, do butt stuff to each other, especially if you're stoned.
Thank you so much for listening to our episode. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, you can check us out at experiencegrind.com or find us over at facebook.com/experiencegrind.
Watch me play games on twitch.tv/experiencegrind. We really like money. We really like money. We really like money. You should give us your money. Find us on Patreon. Just search for Experience Grind Podcast.
Email us at experiencegrindpodcast@gmail.com. It's current year.
Follow us if you like butt stuff.